Looking back over my wonderful journey in this lit class, there was a vast variety of things that stuck with me well. There were a few books that really opened my eyes to see the things that matter in my journey in life, which are strength, perseverance, and hope. This year's theme on journey led me to learn about many characteristics different people have and how they utilize them individually. The first of which was strength. It was seen being effectively built throughout most of the poems, short novels, and books that we looked at. An example of the strength seen in these would have to come from the Odyssey. Odysseus is on his way home from the war on Troy, and the winds and the gods keep blowing them farther away from home until they land on the island of a Cyclops. Fast forward a little bit in the story, and they lost 6 men to the Cyclops and didn't want to lose any more. So they used their strength to take out a sigh and make their escape. During his trial, he showed his strength in overwhelming adversity. Another example of strength was shown in Falling Towers. After the planes hit the Twin Towers, firefighters, police, and other people took their time and energy to pour out their strength to rebuild what was lost during the disaster. The specific story showed me that regardless of the circumstances, strength can overcome overwhelming adversity and the challenges that we face. Point 2. Along with strength, perseverance showed up quite a lot throughout the year. Perseverance is the encouragement that leads to the continuation of progress even in the hardest moments in life. Fight against the impossible and win. This was a quote from Refugee, a book where people had to fight against the inevitable to reach safety from their country. They were desperate to escape and live freely, but their governments wouldn't let them, so they had to use any means necessary to escape from their hometowns. The book is comprised of 3 stories, but one really stuck out to me. Isabel, a young girl with her family and friends on a small boat that was leaking in the middle of the ocean, had many things turn for the worse as they escaped. The worst of which was when Isabel loses her best friend. Don't quote me on that. Focus out there. Her best friend Ivan to sharks while they were in the ocean. The worst part was when Ivan dies. Right after he dies, they spot land. I mean, how hard must that have been? The kind of perseverance they needed to get through an ordeal with that significance is extraordinary. Without the quality of perseverance, our stories would have ended very differently. Point 3. We're getting there. While still studying perseverance, I was annotating and figuring out the multiple variety of topics based on journey, and I came across the topic of hope. Odysseus had the hope to make it home after his trials and tribulations. Even though his hope may have been tested, he still believed that he would someday see his home again. In the book Refugee, all 3 stories had kids, families, and friends who suffered through tough times. But they stayed strong and searched for hope where it might not be. Last but not least, the book sold. This book was written on the hardest topic we have faced in this class, and that was human trafficking. Lakshmi, I hope I didn't butcher that, a 13-year-old girl from Nepal was sold into trafficking by her stepfather. Throughout the story, she's faced with horrific things, but stays strong and looks for hope even when she thinks there is none. All of these stories show the unrelenting hope people have to push forward and fight against the odds and win. The unwavering strength, unrelenting perseverance, and unbreakable hope in these stories showed me that every day is a new journey in life. So stay strong, keep walking forward, and always look on the bright side, even when life is tough. The journey is never ending. There's always going to be growth, improvement, adversity. You just got to take it all in and do what's right. Continue to grow, continue to live in the moment. Bam.